Mr. Arash Madani, thank you for making some time. It's a beautiful day in Regina.
It is.
Again, another day. Really, it'd be a nice day to be golfing. I'm not sure what you're up to, but the last time we chatted, it was only a day after the announcement. So now we're sitting on Thursday. What are the main things now that we're into Thursday that you think are important to digest?
And Barney, I know we talked about this on Tuesday. Hey, Sharky.
Hello there.
Good to see you. Yeah, I agree with you on the 55-yard line point, by the way.
Thank you.
That's the one I would take away, too.
And
nobody could say this is... Well, no, but if you took away the 55... Barney, I swear I'm going to get to your question. If you have a 55-yard line, what of these changes would call this the Americanization of the game? Just the goalpost going back?
Yeah. That'd be the only thing you could complain about.
In a 15-yard end zone? Yeah, in a 15-yard end zone?
But theirs is 10.
That's what I'm saying. So that's not even Americanizing it.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing that air quotes Americanizes it is the removal of the 55-yard line and just moving the goalpost back. Like, the notion that they're not at the front, but they're at the back. Everything else, to me, is... Like, if they made none of these rule changes, if they made one rule change in all this, just the modification of the rouge, nobody would say boo. Like, it makes no sense to be rewarded for kicking a field goal 30 yards wide and 20 yards long. You should be cut for that. You should not be awarded a point for that.
Well, no, I think
you've epically failed. Here's a point.
Right. It's
I think
Canadian of us.
if you said that to a grade 2 or 3 class, you explained it to them, they'd go.
Well,
Actually, though, in this day and age,
they might want a trophy for it,
everyone
too.
gets a
Yeah,
medal,
and a ribbon.
all this, and it's like, what? Why did we do that? But another topic for another time.
What was your question again, Barney? Sorry. I just went off on a tangent.
I said, now that we've had a few days to kind of think about things, like what's important to comprehend or digest?
I don't quite follow or understand the narrative worry conversation of minor football teams, junior football teams, and youth sports teams believing they now need to change their fields. There are a handful of youth sports teams that use CFL stadiums. And I should really clarify that by the majority of those stadiums are actually owned by the university. The CFL team's the tenant. So, if I'm the CJFL, if I'm youth sports, if I'm Regina minor football, etc., I keep my 55-yard line. I keep my goalposts at the front of the end zone. I would still probably have the teams on opposite sides, but that's a different story for a different day. I would keep the Canadian game as is. We're talking about how many combined U Sports and CJFL games are played in CFL stadiums. Roughly over the course of a year.
In the West, Regina, Winnipeg, and Calgary, those three centers are all multi-purpose, used by both CJFL, U Sport, and the CFL.
Calgary.
So Winnipeg and Calgary, what a stadium.
It's been used by more than... Been used by a lot more.
Randy Ambrosie's first Grey Cup said, "We're going to have a new stadium in Calgary." How'd that go, Randy? So Winnipeg and Calgary are... Well, Calgary's... The McMahon Stadium is on the University of Calgary campus.
So is Winnipeg, yeah.
They're on the University of Manitoba campus. So when the CPL, the Canadian Premier League soccer team, comes and plays at Investors Group Field, or whatever, Princess Auto Stadium now, they remove the goalposts. They put soccer nets in. They put soccer lines on the field. And then when it's over, the soccer nets leave and the goalposts go back up. Why would that not continue to be the case for U Sports and CJFL when the pro football team is just the tenant of these stadiums? This is what I don't understand the minor football people being up in arms about this. I just don't. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't follow.
Other than it takes them out of those stadiums if they're not convertible easily, right?
But You brought
They
this
all
up
are
on
now.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
You brought this up Tuesday, Arash, and at that point I was one way, and then I went the other way. I'm okay with changing my opinion or my thoughts because someone is bringing a different opinion or facts or something like you said. And you said it should be on the CFL then. The only thing is Riders own how much of the stadium?
Their locker room, essentially, I think, is what they own.
And the city's the
It's a
rest?
The city owns the rest.
City-owned property, yeah.
Yeah, and I stood on that goalpost on Tuesday, and I sent a picture to Colson where it can be easily moved, but they got to put it in the backyard because it's soccer.
Like, who cleans the stadium after a Rams game there, or a Riders game there, or a CJFL game there? It's the same as the grounds crew coming in to just make the modifications you need to make.
And now that they're going to need new turf at Mosaic, again, I'm just thinking out loud here.
Because they stitch stairs.
The new turf, can it be like they have at SoFi in Los Angeles, where they got to switch it from team to team, and there's videos of them painting Chargers to the, is that something they can do? Because, like I said on, I
The
forget
simple
Tuesday,
answer is yes.
The
simple answer is yes. It's 2025. The technology's there.
Exactly.
It's
We
not
got people
2001
living in
field turf
space.
anymore.
I said that the other day. We can not figure this out.
No, but I mean, Morgan Wallen just played in Edmonton, and now they're going to play a football game there. And I mean, the national men's soccer teams, some of their greatest triumphs have come at Commonwealth Stadium when it was grass. And then
Yes.
they were able to go play tackle football games days after. Like, we're not moving goalposts around with a couple days to spare. Like, I made this point to Barney on Tuesday for those who weren't watching or listening. Like, remember, we live in a world where you can play a playoff hockey game at 1:00 in the same venue you're playing a playoff basketball game at 8:00.
Yep.
And the next evening you have a concert with pyrotechnics and a stage.
And possibly a circus
And
in
a
between,
rodeo.
if we're talking about Madison Square Garden.
Exactly.
Sure.
They're bringing in elephants.
Yeah.
Because you talk to players and they'd be like, yeah, we were going for a game, and all of a sudden I'm walking beside an elephant because the circus was just getting out. So, okay, we got a question here from Colin, and I'll throw this out, Arash. He said, question for all of you. Probably doesn't care what I think, though. What is the red line as far as additional rule changes that mirror more NFL-esque rules in the CFL?
Well, let's go through what makes it uniquely Canadian.
Everything.
3 downs.
Yep.
Right. 3 downs. Waggle.
Yep.
12 players.
12 players.
Yard off the ball.
ratio.
Yep.
Ratio, yard off the ball.
Width of field.
With the field.
Yeah, throw up this graphic I found online. A buddy sent it to me.
Yeah.
35-second play clock to 40-second play clock. Canadian ratio. Rouge.
Careful,
No
Barney.
rouge.
Yeah.
5
Play what?
traditional kickoffs. New kickoff formations. 3-minute warning. 2-minute warning.
Better beer.
Good OT rules. Bad OT rules. That's subjective. Yeah. Better beer. Crappy beer. That's another big Canadian thing.
Tongue in cheek, without the beer thing, there are what? Let's put that back up for a sec. There's 15 or so bullet points.
About that.
2 are similar or the same as the NFL. And I say similar because one's upright to the back of the end zone, except the size of the end zones are different.
I made this list right in front of me here Monday afternoon. And I said, okay, hold on. I'm going to do my own data research. See, I'm learning at home.
Yeah, you are.
For Mrs. S. And I went and I was like, there's 2 things. Unless you go 60-second clock, like 60 second is the game time, then that'd be 3. And I'm like, oh, wow. And I just went down and talked to people in the back here before we came on, Arash, and just to say, what's everyone thinking about the CFL rules? Very curious. And the one lady was like, boo. And I said, okay, why? And she said, so why do we have to be like the Americans? Okay. What is like the Americans? Well, the new play clock. I'm like, okay,
No.
it's not. Well, I saw on Twitter. Okay.
Saw on Twitter.
And then she said the end zones. Nope. Okay. So again, I think I don't know though. Are we gonna see a lot of people come back now that they've had a chance to calm down and really look at things? And the second part, how many people do you honestly think are giving up their season tickets in different markets right
None.
now? In Toronto, it doesn't matter.
None.
Yeah, I would have to venture it's less than 1%. I wonder how these things happen. I think they happen because when everybody was trying to speculate on Sunday when they said major announcement coming, this like social media kind of roar started that they're going to Americanize the game. And that just took on like kind of a life of its own, and the NFL's playing on Sunday. And then I think fundamentally what this has cemented for all of us is that nobody reads and nobody thinks for themselves.
No,
Nobody
you're
gets
exactly
themselves
right.
educated on what is actually happening. They see or hear one thing and run screaming about it as loud as they can about why it's the worst thing in the world.
Without a doubt.
That's the society we now live in general.
Hair on fire.
I can remember I was that person. When I found out I had to switch from BlackBerry to Apple, I remember I was no, this is so stupid. I don't want it. And then my wife said, come over here, bozo. Look, it's the same as your iPod.
From my cold, dead hands, you take that BBM device away from me.
What a time to be alive, Arash. Slide up the screen.
It was good.
Who's playing Brick Breaker now? You know?
Yeah, you drop that thing from your buddy's jacked up truck in Panoka, and it falls on the ground. You just pick up and keep rocking.
Yeah, keep going.
More on CFL football. Vernon Adams expected to play. Davis Alexander expected to play. Calgary and Montreal. Looking at the line, Montreal is a nice, I think they're 5.5 at Sports Select on the pro line.
Their favorites?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vernon Adams, Calgary people, and Jeffrey's buzzing here on the YouTube chat. So if I'm a Calgary fan, I'm not worried. I'm like, oh, here we go again. Vernon Adams maybe getting a little bit banged up late in the season. What are you thinking there, Arash?
So I think that Montreal is going to be the team to beat in the East, not Hamilton, as long as Davis Alexander is healthy and performing. My only hesitation about this game is Davis Alexander has been on the shelf for a little while. How long will it take him to knock off the rust? Is it a quarter? Is it a half? Or is it a game? To me, in the first, 4 or 5 weeks of the season, what is that really? Alexander was the best quarterback in the league. Montreal was clicking. Now, how long will it take for them to get their mojo back? To me, that becomes the question. I worry about Calgary, guys. I worry about Calgary. I don't think they're very good. I've been saying that all year. And now, at what percent is Vernon Adams? I don't know.
Jeffrey wants to know why you hate Calgary so much. Seriously, he asked the question.
It's the opposite. What was it, Jeffrey?
It's more the city, the stadium, everything about it. You can be honest.
None of it. No, I don't like their roster.
I thought you were going to get salmonella from Pete's Drive-In once.
No, I lived in Calgary for a hockey season. I like Calgary as a city. At the end of the season, I looked at the depth chart. I'm like, oh man, they're not going to win 5 games. And then they surprised me early. And now we're starting to see their true colors. They're just not a very good football team. I'm sorry. And I think their defense now is being exposed for what it is.
I agree with you 1,000%. So, with that, the Riders are going to Edmonton, 10-3, right? 5-9 Elks. Is anybody writing off Mark Killam's team? Do they still have any life left in them?
I mean, they're in intensive care right now, Sharky.
Yeah,
they're in the
sick.
ICU.
Yeah.
And the amazing part is how quickly this could have changed. Like, they were 5-7 before the back-to-back against Toronto and Hamilton. And what happens? They lose on a kick on the last play of the game against Toronto, and then again to Hamilton.
Yep.
Like, they were starting to build some momentum. They were starting to go. The move to Fajardo. The offense was figuring itself out. They could run the football really, really well. If you're able to sneak one of those nail biters,
They're in the mix.
You find yourself at 6-8. Now I just wonder, did the start of the season falling in that much of a hole and the back-to-back here, has that just made it too much to overcome? We're about to find out.
Because they got to win out. If they're going to do anything in terms of getting into the playoffs, East or West, they got to win all four. And I don't see them doing that. And if they don't get up on the Riders, it's going to be too hard to chase. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Are we going to the Blue Jays now?
You guys, you take it.
People are talking about a free fall. I'm not so much a free fall guy. There's mood swings. There's things that happen within a season.
Because you're possibly intoxicated today. You're 4 down nonsense.
I don't drink.
You brought up
show.
5 downs. You brought up
5 for 50.
If we're gonna get crazy, let's get really crazy then.
Nuts. Yeah.
Play with a Nerf.
Okay, are the Blue Jays in trouble, or what's going on?
Big trouble. Big trouble. You lose 6 of 7. When the manager comes out and says it feels like the sky is falling, but it's bleeping not falling, it means there's major trouble in paradise. Like, Vlad got tossed last night. Okay, Guerrero had not been ejected from a game since his rookie season in 2019. Like, 2019 is BC, before COVID. Like, that's how long ago it was. Then subsequently, the hitting coach starts losing his mind and MFing the home plate umpire, and he gets tossed. It feels like it's coming apart at the seams. And Sharky, I'm not sure if you saw this. Jose Barrios, who had just gotten moved to the bullpen, now on the injured list, MRI with an elbow. Is that Barrios actually injured? Is that Barrios telling the front office, to hell with you guys for what you've put me into in this situation? I don't know, but it's not good right now. It's not good at all.
No, the people, the Blue Jays fans, like I said, I was sitting with last night, are very worried.
Some calling for the end, but I still think this is just one of those little slumps. This is one of those things. Maybe they're still a little hungover from the party they had. They got to reverse, get back together.
One of the worst things in sports.
That is one of the worst things in baseball. That's for sure.
Oh. Okay, before we let you go.
But here's just real quick. The thing about the baseball postseason, like anything, you got to get healthy. You got to get hot.
Got to get
Blue
some
Jays
momentum.
are the opposite of that. Yeah. Blue Jays are the opposite of all those things right now.
Yeah, that's why Sharky was like, "Oh, they're in as long as they're in," and I'm like. No, there's more to it than that. But you're chipping a chair guy. I want to show up to the table with as many chips as possible. Okay,
I got 5 downs coming up.
A couple of texts here. Are you got time, Arash?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, Ron and Deb, they're always texting in. I think they text in every show, like every show in the country. Ron and Deb, the one to go is the 100-yard field. We sit in the corner. If you shrink both the field and end zones, Deb and I lose 10 yards of sight lines. End zone fans are also no longer on top of the action. Then they jump down with 1%. No, Arash. If your seats are in the end zone corners, your seats are further from the action. That ticks people off. My guess is that Arash does not sit in the cheap seats. There will be more than 1% that will drop out. Ron and Deb don't sit in the cheap seat. Maybe their seats are. They drive 8 hours from Alberta to a game each game.
Here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to get some like Ron and Deb. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Pro sports franchises don't care about the everyday fan. TV. What they care more about is that they're TV, yes, and they're going to put premium seating and suites on the field in the end zones, just like they do in LA, just like they do in Seattle. It's going to be a social gathering area. It's going to be more of a beer garden, etc., to try and get young people there. We live in a world where the NFL flex schedules 2 weeks out. Good luck planning a trip in November or December anywhere for an NFL game. It can change on you in a hurry. They don't care about the person, the ticket buyer. They don't, no matter what they say.
Las Vegas. I know some guys that sat in those seats on the field and those little suites on the field that they have. And then at the Longhorns game, which apparently you were at, we were in the same stadium in Austin, Texas on the weekend. Didn't even have a beer together, but I was on the field there for warmups, and they have that area in the back, the VIP seating bar barbecue thing. Oh, did it smell good? That's what's going to happen.
Sure it is.
But in the CFL, I
People
don't
don't
know
sit
how
in
many more
seats.
people are going to, like his Friends Confectionery that we talked about earlier, going to buy a box. I don't know.
Somebody's going to move
But,
their
like, you-
box.
But you watch a Jays game now. All they're telling you about are all the social areas for you to hang out and mingle and this and that. Ron and Deb, I appreciate that you guys sit in your seats for 4 quarters. Are we going to change the game to 3 quarters while we're at it? 5 downs, 3 quarters. But I just don't think that the ticket buyer now is spending 3.5 hours sitting in their seat. They're looking for more when they come wanting to spend their time and money somewhere.
A great point. What else do you got, Barney?
I don't know.
You don't want to say it?
Movable posts may be an issue. Barney's West Side Saskatoon have concrete goalposts because the majority of them go missing by the West Siders. No, we were too busy grabbing
that
your
was a
bite.
guilty-
All right,
That was a guilty laugh.
There was a guilty laugh, wasn't it? Yeah. they're in
Waste my
Barney's
time.
backyard.
I've never
what
wasted
we've
my time on
decided
goalposts.
So what we've decided is when the 3 of us Yahoos run the league office, we're going to have 5 downs and 3 periods.
I like it.
And that's the way the
Yeah.
CFL is going to go.
That's right. I like it. Nice move. 15 yards for a first down. 5 downs.
15 yards for first down.
Let's make it
Coast to
happen.
coast with Arash Madani. Another pleasure. We'll chat with you next week, my friend.
See you,
Not
boys.
on Tuesday,
All
though.
right.
We're not doing a show on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Truth and Reconciliation Day. We'll figure it out. Okay.
Thanks, Rash.
Arash.